Inside an office, Chang-suk apologizes to his father, Go Myung-jin, the company chairman. He calls Chang-suk pathetic, saying that he already contacted the father-in-law and said that he will teach his son a lesson so it doesn't get to a divorce. Also, his wife said that she will be staying away for a while and she is going to see how he can make it up for her. Chang-suk tries to apologize again, which causes his father to snap, saying that he already warned him that if he plays around with other women, the family will fall. If he was going to play around like that, he should at least be single, like Chang. He moves on to his case, asking why he was in a police station recently. He thinks that Chang will claim that he is innocent, like he used to. Back to the discussion Kim and Chang had. He thinks that the only thing he needs to do is look for his brother's faults and point them out to his father. He will surely be disappointed. But Kim says that it would be a bad idea. We see that while he was comatose, he heard a documentary about Myungjin, where it said that he knew what the little brother was plotting against his older brother. But he didn't stop him. Kim thinks about this. Myungjin didn't prioritize clean conduct when choosing a successor, so even if the successor's private life was dirty, he wanted them to be someone who could contribute to the company. So even if Chang points out his brother's faults, his heart will not waver. Chang needs to display the attitude of a charmer. He must prove that he has changed. And thus, Kim tells him the plan. In the office, Chang apologizes profusely. This causes his father and brother to be surprised. Chang says that he will be mindful of his position before he acts, also asking his father to let him scold his brother further for what he did. The father smiles, saying that he didn't cause the fight in the first place, but he did his best to avoid fighting. He took care of the problem by himself. He is proud of him. Outside of the office, Chang-suk warns his big brother, saying that he will find the person who told him about the hotel he was having an affair at, and when he does, he will tear that person to pieces. But Chang isn't listening, as he keeps repeating the words his father told him. His father, who always acted strict and didn't show them much affection, has finally acknowledged him. He even patted him on the shoulder. This kind of thing must keep happening from now on. Chang gives Kim a ride home, thanking him for the advice that got his father's attention. He also asks him what he should do to become chairman. Kim calms him down, saying that they only won the first battle, and to become chairman, he has to win the other two as well. He has plans, but they are hard to execute right now. He says that from now on, Chang should join the company as a minor employee and learn how things work. The plan will come when the time is right. Chang is hesitant at first, but smiles and says that he will do anything Kim says. He says that there is one more thing. They are working together because they want things from each other. So for helping Chang, he granted him a wish. He tells him to demand anything. There's nothing he wouldn't do for him. Kim says that he will be direct. He wants Chang to be his, but that's when we see what happens on the day of the review committee, with Young's mother Sunja slapping Chul because he doesn't want to expel Kim. He wonders what he can do, as he already talked with Kim, but he won't budge, not even wanting to apologize for what he did. Kim says that he should just use his brain and find a solution. He must understand that if Kim dies, he dies too, so he wishes him good luck while leaving. Chul is on his last legs. What must he do? The committee begins and the principal says that Chul will explain what happened. He gets up and screams that this case is clear. The bullies of this school, including Jung, started harassing their classmates first. This is an absurd case where the attacker is being treated as the victim. We see that Chang came as Kim's legal guardian. This is probably the favor he asked of him. Chul is surprised, thinking that he has much more cash than Jung's family. He is the only one who knows who Chang really is, so he must switch lanes. The principal is surprised at his words, saying that he should tell them exactly what happened to avoid a misunderstanding. Chul says that for a long time, he was receiving reports of Park's group harassing their fellow students. At first, he tried to scold them not to do such things, but as time passed, their harassment got worse. A few days ago, Park was bullying another student, Lee, and Kim, who was there, asked them to stop. He tried to stop them with pure intention, but Park called his friends and started threatening Kim, who had no choice but to defend himself. He knows that Kim went a little too far, but with the knowledge they have, if they just punish him, they will become grown-up scumbags who ignore bullying in schools. The principal says that this is not what they were talking about. This is about how Kim sent 4 people to the hospital for the first time in the history of this school. And the information about the bullying isn't confirmed and has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Whatever Kim's reason was, violence can't be accepted. His heart aches at having to choose who did wrong, but punishment is necessary to stop an incident like this from ever happening. They should do that to help the parents of their student, who have entrusted them with their child, return home with peace of mind. He asks Jung what happened. He begins talking with a fake shake in his voice and says that he experienced something entirely different than what Chul said. He was just walking by when he saw Kim beating Park for no apparent reason. This can be validated by the classmates there. It's a fact that Kim started the fight. He puts his hand over his face, saying that he saw his friend getting beaten, so he had to go help. But with no hesitation, Kim brandished himself with a weapon, the lock. Of course, Kim must have also felt intimidated with so many people rushing at him. But he didn't have time to think about his feelings, as he was only concerned about Park. So he doesn't understand why Chul would put the blame on him. Kim also came to beat him again after Chul scolded him. He beat him in front of the others. We see that Jung is brandishing a smile below his hands. He is truly scum. The mother gets up and says that they raised their precious son carefully so that he would never get hurt. But look what happened to his face. And all this, just because of a school scuffle? It has only happened to her son now, but they won't know when this might start happening to other kids. They, as parents, shouldn't be ignorant. They must punish the bully. The other parents discuss and come to the conclusion that they must punish Kim. Park and his gang, who are at the hospital, think that Kim must be screwed now, as Jung's mother is a soccer mom who flips over the school for her precious kid. Park says that is probably true, but if he doesn't get expelled, he is going to harass him to do so. And if he does get expelled, he will be going after him for indemnity. They should all fetch at least $1,000,000. Chang slams his fist and says that they should talk about what really happened. Don't they know that Jung, the demon with the face of a human, planned for all of this? The principal demands he stop calling his student a demon, but Chang says that Jung is not lesser than he personally checked into Park's group, and they have been harassing and robbing the other students. They are quite famous too. They are so famous that there isn't a person who doesn't know about them. Chang asks him directly why he is trying to cover this up. Is it because he received a bribe? Kim was just trying to defend himself, and Chul also mentioned that they have to look into the fundamentals of this case. Chang says that when they were young, did they just stand still when those kinds of thugs beat them? Jung's mother has had enough and demands to know why he is calling her son a thug. She also demands to know his identity, as he heard Kim doesn't have any parents. Chang smiles. We see that Kim really asked for him to become his custodian. Chang says that if he needs money, he should just say so. Kim says that he needs wealth for the things he has planned, but if he only needed money, he would have chosen simpler ways. He says that he plans to cause a lot of trouble in the school, not just any minor stuff that is common in school, but incidents big enough to cause legal problems. And every time that happens, he is hoping that Chang will have his back and help solve the problem. Kim says that if Chang can do this for him and satisfy him, no matter what he has to do, he will make him the chairman of Myeongjin Construction Company, or perhaps something even greater. Chang accepts, saying he is great at those kinds of things. He reveals his identity to the committee, saying he is Kim's custodian and also the eldest son of Myeongjin Construction Company. Chang says that Kim is like a younger brother to him. He is not the type to cause trouble, but he heard that he was called to a committee, so he came running, even putting aside all the work he had. He says that Cheonil High is a prestigious school and hopes that Kim can attend it without trouble. He was also planning to sponsor the school in the company's name, but he's considering it now. He says that educators should instill good values in students. And if it is, then why is Kim, the one who fought against the bullying, being punished? They're all ignoring the years of bullying he went through and punishing him for standing up for himself. Where was all this when he was being beaten? Why did they turn a blind eye when Kim was the victim? If they did so because he was from a poor family and they received hush money from the bully's family, he promises he won't let this go easily. He will turn this place upside down. The bully that is sitting in the victim's seat and those who are on Young's side, he will make sure they never step foot in Daesan again. They can take that as a threat. The principal is surprised at this turn of events. Wasn't Kim orphaned and living with his grandpa and younger brother? If he takes Jung's side, he won't be able to dream of getting connections with Myeongjin Construction. He will most likely be thrown out of Daesan City if he messes with such powerful people. But this is also a chance to get on the good side of them. Even if he is called a traitor, if he thinks about the school's future, he must take Kim's side. He says that he heard about a group of bully kids, and the ringleader was presumably Jung. The mother tries to retort this, but no luck, as he doesn't let her speak. The principal says that these are the facts, and this is a place where judgment is placed solely on facts alone. Kim is a high-achieving student. He must have a reason, so they must let him tell his side of the story. Kim says that he told the teachers multiple times about it, but he got hit with the same answers. That Park is actually a good student, and they were just playing around, so he should be a man about it. Even if the teachers looked further into the case, they would just lightly scold them. Yes, he did hit Jung and also sent the others to the hospital. But why is he sitting here only because he hit them once? Because he is in the wrong? No, it's because they thought he was powerless. He demands that the gang that has been committing such deeds until now be punished first. And if not, he will spread the word about this incident outside of school. Everyone will know the reality of Cheonil High, and it will become a disgrace to Daesan. There must be a definitive punishment. The mother says that she will never allow her son to be held accountable and calls her husband. He answers and she explains the situation, saying that they are blaming Jung for all of this, just because Kim's custodian is the eldest son of Myeongjin Construction. The husband gets furious, demanding she return at once. That man can destroy their family and everything they build in a second. Let Jung take any punishment. That same night, Kim thinks about what happened with Jung getting expelled and him only getting 100 hours of volunteer work. Jung tries to retaliate with his fists, but his own mother stops him. Kim smiles and demands he get on his knees and beg. Jung asks why he would do such a thing, as he is already expelled. Kim says to ask his mother, who turns her face away. He whispers into Jung's ear that he should try his best to soothe him, as this might not end with just expulsion. The mother desperately urges Jung to beg, and he does so. The scene mimics what Kim's grandmother did in his past life. Kim kneels at his level and says that he doesn't feel any better, so he should start praying. Because his future will be filled with only misery from now on. With the deliberation committee's end, he has taken one step closer to the mastermind of the gang, who tried to push him to his death. Kim meets with Park at night, who thanks him for coming, but Kim is not here for small talk, saying that he should get to the point. Park does so and apologizes for his actions, as he was immature and wasn't thinking about other people's feelings. After he spent a week in the hospital, he accepted the decision and promised to never hurt anyone again. But he also asks Kim to let this go, as he asked the teacher, and if Kim agreed, they wouldn't get expelled. Park tries to convict him, to the point where this seems like blatant begging. Kim thinks about this. Even though they act high and mighty in front of everyone, they are still high schoolers with unstable lives. They won't be able to find another school here in Daesan, so they must believe that they will be stamped for the rest of their lives as criminals. Park also tells him that someone gave them the order to bully him, but Kim knows. He knows very well. While he was in a coma, a student who was bullied just like him threw himself off the rooftop. The note he left behind contained the truth. The Golden Circle, an organization founded in prestigious schools in Gangnam, the core members were unknown even to him, who came from the future. The founder of this group saw students suffering because of bullying and had an intuition that this would be a profitable business. He recruited bullies, or kids with strength, and sought out students who had powerful status or were otherwise wealthy, and he offered them protection. A system was formed, so the students he managed would receive excellent grades. And if the member was falling behind in grades, the recruited bullies would remove the top-ranking student. This seems to be why Kim was targeted. In the future, Kim saw that the outline members of the circle were revealed, but shortly afterwards, the case was buried, and the identity of the real Golden Circle was not revealed until the very end. But in order to get his revenge on the ones who pushed him to the brink of insanity, Kim must know more about them. Kim tells him that he was probably hired by the Golden Circle, but it's strange, as they are based in Seoul and Jeon, so their power shouldn't reach here in Daesan. So who hired him? Park says that it was Shin Young-min. Kim knows this name. He is a third-year student at the school and a bully who holds the school in his palm. He didn't think that he would be a member of the circle because the Golden Circle also leaves requests for people who are outside their scope. Shin might not know the client himself, but he at least must be in contact with the circle. Kim can draw the circle out by using him, but Shin wouldn't give information that easily, and he's strong. So strong that he will debut as a professional MMA fighter in the future. Right now, he needs to get rid of him first and foremost. Kim asks if Park wants forgiveness and grabs him. Kim notes that there are layers upon layers of feelings he has accumulated over the years. Forgiveness? Repentance. He will never allow it. Kim gets close and tells him that this will happen from now on if they ever meet again. He begins beating Park, and while doing so, he thinks that in his previous life, Park and the others were extremely successful, with Park having a daughter, and that was the whole world for him. Kim couldn't believe it. So perhaps this is karma doing what it does best, for the trauma and suffering Kim has experienced all this time.